I really do think this was a nice little project that focuses around being a good wireless keyboard first. This is Canning Keys' foray into an injection molded keyboard. Starts at 79 for wired hot swap, but if you want the wireless, I should say, it starts at 89. It's super neat looking because it has a ZMK battery life that the Bakaneko Go had as well, which means you should get crazy amount of battery life from a single charge, which is pretty wild. I don't exactly know if they have like an exact indication. Someone had mentioned 4,000 plus hours of battery life, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how many days 4,000 hours comes out to, but the whole idea is the ZMK is such, I guess, low impact on your battery using ZMK for wireless. That's the whole idea, which I think it makes it really, really cool. And then also ZMK Studio over USB and Chrome browser works as well. So it shouldn't be too crazy compared to what you're used to in VIA, which is really cool. I really appreciate Canning Keys for doing that. And they have some interesting colors being teal, coral, frosted, and smoke. And again, starts at 79, and if you want $89, gets you the wireless version, which I think is worth it. Let's take a look at the board. This is coral, by the way. This is a really fun color, actually. You know, good for Canning Keys. This is a really bright, fun color here. I vibe with these type of boards, by the way. Nice shape on the side, too. Not as squared off as some of the other injection molded projects like this. All right, so we have 4 feet on the bottom. Looks like we have a grid system where, you know, we're gonna probably put foam in the bottom or something like that. Battery is a bit of a cover, so the battery is an acrylic, well, not acrylic, a plastic cover, which you screw in here. Neat, neat. And then it looks like you have a toggle switch on the back. I'm assuming that's where that extra hole is. So they're actually saying the recommended config that they're gonna put inside the, I guess, final iteration of this board is gonna be minus these particular gaskets on the side and no gasket underneath the spacebar. But it does look like the recommended config is sort of installed here. We just need to maybe change up a few things. So we have our PCB here, single flex cut down the middle. Again, this was used by someone else and built by someone else. And then I believe we have our foams. But yeah, 89 bucks for this. I was excited to look at this. When Canning Keys mentioned the project and said this is gonna be an AIO3 board, cheap and kind of fun, I was like, why not? This looks fun. I really like the colors. I think the key thing here is the fact that the wireless version is done very well. So I think a fair way to measure this, I mean, that's incredibly low. I feel like I'm kind of even doing this a disservice. It's not right at the very end. Like, that's incredibly low. Yeah, it's about like 15, 16 millimeters. That is insanely low. So it has a bit of a curve on the front, which could aid in a bit of comfort. How much of that is the lip? I mean, we can even measure a little bit past that if you guys are interested. I can measure right up to here. And I'd say that's exactly where it starts to go flat. Again, it's hanging inside the keyboard too. 17.6 is it, past the lip. So even so, that's incredibly nice. And that's not including the foot though. If you guys want including the foot, side profile, I know we kind of looked at the side profile. I think it has a decent little side profile. No foam to start. So I'll leave the gasket configuration. But again, they're probably gonna say on the final build, because I think there's gonna be a bit of a build guide. But again, just to note, it does look like they had mentioned that the recommended gasket configurations are 1, 2, 3, and 4, not these little ones on the side. It doesn't seem like they're truly recommending these for acoustics, and they're not recommending putting the one on the spacebar. So these are going to be up to the builder's discretion, but they're going to give a recommended spec sheet. I'll leave these on now. I also feel bad because I think someone else is going to be building this after me. I feel bad taking these particular ones off because I don't think there's any extra gaskets lying around. So I feel like, yeah, the red's not going to be like perfect, but I feel like it accents it quite nice. Dude, I don't have Cinder. Cinder is a nice set though. Cinder would be up there in my choices right now if I owned it. This looks pretty damn good with Deepwell. What do you guys think? So this is with the capybara switches, which are a smidge of a louder switch. I did use foam in between the PCB and plate. And you know what? Let's actually pair this. Pairing Bluetooth. Make sure the Photon is not paired to your computer. I don't think it is. Hit escape on the keyboard, control layer, so function plus right alt. This will clear all Bluetooth connections from the keyboard. So I'm guessing I'm just hitting this. Toggle Bluetooth to 0, second row on the macro column. Is it this and this? And then that's it? Function key is that one. Oh, you're totally right. I have this bound to function. This is what I'm normally... I did even check the thing there. My bad, Upas. All right, so that is working with that. So let's do... Where's my Bluetooth settings here? Connecting now, and it's connected. 81% battery life. Ooh, okay. Sounds pretty good. It actually does sound pretty good, to be honest. I don't even think this needs the foam underneath. Sounds great. This is with one foam, not both foams. This sounds really good. Let me tune up the stabilizer just a smidge, but these are capybara switches from Kinetic Labs. I don't think they're up yet. I will ask Kinetic Labs when they're up, but dude, this is really nice, Upas. Sounds as expected. Yeah, and it definitely has like a smidge of a plasticky sound, but like it's not overbearing at all. Like it's still fun sounding. Like this sounds really good. Yeah, I have to give it to AIO3. He did a really good job. It has a nice sound profile that you can only get with injection molded plastic. Yep, I do think injection molded stuff has its own unique kind of thing going on for it, but I'm more so surprised that there's nothing going on in the bottom but this battery, and it doesn't feel like echoing plastic. That is more surprising to me because I have done that where I've taken off like the silicone sheets and all the rest of stuff from keyboards, and they typically sound a bit empty. It is technically ribbed. You can say that should help with a bit of the breaking up of sound, but usually even so, like with plastic, it doesn't do huge amounts. Yeah, I think my only wish, maybe this is a long shot, is the PCB. I wish we can get like a 7U or a stepped caps lock or something going on this, but you know what, I'm not insulted by the fact that this is only 6.25U. I like what this is made for. I really do think this was a nice little project that focuses around being a good wireless keyboard first and has all the functions I'd want personally out of a good wireless keyboard, which is long-lasting battery, and then for me the other big thing is connectivity, which I can only test as I type here. And then the toggle switch at the back is really important for me too. I don't like having to dig through my keycaps. So it's 0.56 kilograms. And if you want it in pounds, it's 1 pound, 3.9 ounces. Is there a wired mode that you can just work with wired mode, Upas? Yeah. So this will be wired. So even if I turn it off, it should still work. Yep. It's on off for wireless, and you can just use it wired. So you can do both. And just to prove it to you guys, it is in the middle over there. Actually, I want to test one thing. So if I just turn this on now, is my... Instantly connects. That is awesome. Damn, that's really nice. Okay, PBT sounds pretty good too, I think. Also, here, just a little close-up of the board. I think PBT sounds pretty good on this, actually. I will admit, I still think Yeah, I mean, I preferred the G and K spacebar, but it's fine. It's not bad. It sounds pretty good. A little bit more on the glassy side for some of the keys, like this is a bit glassy. Yeah, maybe not glassy is the right word. Maybe more plasticky side, but the alphas are nice. This left shift is really nice sounding too. Okay, sounds good with PBT too. All right, well, this was fun. This was a fun little keyboard. I think the person who would probably want this is someone who wants a really solid wireless keyboard with wireless thought of first rather than an afterthought. All right, guys, that's pretty much this stream. Bye, everybody.